All right, going into game 2, it looks like champs have already been selected. What do you guys think about these drafts?
Hmm.
I see Colton and Cordell are back on the exact same champions, back on their comfort picks, which I personally like it. Now they have a Yasuo on their team, Yasuo, which is personally I would be terrified. I'd be so scared. It's either gonna go very well or extremely poor, and the game's gonna be over 13 minutes. One of the two is gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure. Albert Einstein 3 will have a lot of control over what happens in this game.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Also, I don't know about a Yasuo player named Albert Einstein.
Another interesting thing to note: we've got
They got
both
two
the
assassins on the enemy team.
they got two assassins, and no idea where. It would seem as though the Kiana is going into the top lane. Very interesting choice.
Yeah, it's gonna be an Action mid.
No real front line on blue side.
It's true. So if our boys don't get one shot, it would seem they stand a chance to win a team fight. But I don't even know if there's going to be that many team fights this game, seeing as how enemy team is so pick heavy.
Yeah, I actually like Red's team comp a lot better. I think their team comp's far superior in many ways.
Only knockup being Daisy at this point, though.
Doesn't
Oh,
Riven have a knockup?
yeah,
Like
now
on
that
one
you
of her
mention that.
abilities?
Yep, third Q, I believe, is a knockup for
It's
Riven.
one of the Qs, yeah.
Heavy CC on the side of red side as well. I definitely prefer red side draft.
Yeah, I do as well. The only champion I like on blue side's Tristana. That's it.
Agreed, actually.
Well,
Now,
what do you know? 100% approval.
yeah, it is really interesting to note if these scrappy fights do extend and do go poorly for red side, there is the possibility of that hero revive from Akshan.
I was gonna touch on that. I was gonna say that
Mm.
in these big fights later, if it's around a dragon or a baron fight and they get too scrappy and this Action can clean up, I think red side could be in trouble.
That is true.
Well, we are getting into game, so hopefully we'll be able to check out runes and starting items and all that good stuff. So let's get into it.
All right, it looks like fairly standard rune setups. The only one interesting thing is there is press the attack on Riven. I'm not a Riven player, but I do not think that's what most Riven players choose as their keystone rune.
No, typically it is Conqueror that Rivens will use. Maybe the most recent nerf to Conqueror has driven Riven away from picking that rune, but I would still say it's the better option.
Yeah, and we are incorrect. It's actually Akshan, I believe, to be going into the top lane.
Indeed.
Yeah, and funny thing to note, on the blue side, there is no teleport.
Yep. Full on 3 ignites, full combat ready for the side with 2 assassins and an Akshan as well that'll just go invis and appear out of nowhere.
All right.
Let's see if everybody loads in on time and they all get their items.
Everything seems to come through just fine. Riven picking up a pink ward instead of getting 2 more paws, seeming to be pretty confident into this matchup, and I would not blame her. Akshan does not do very well with champions that can have extended trades where they can either break through the shield, wait it out, or just chase them down. Riven is definitely one of them.
Yeah, the Yasuo didn't buy potions either. He only bought Dorn's Blade.
That's surprising.
It's definitely suspect.
Riven getting a nice ward onto the blue buff and somehow is not going to be spotted while this is happening.
Able to pop over that wall with Q, so obviously a better Riven player than I.
If I'm not mistaken, did somebody else put a ward on that ward that Riven put down on the blue buff? Is there a red ward there? There is.
Yes, there is.
Or a blue ward there, I meant. Sorry.
Interesting.
So vision of the topside jungle quadrant. I
I'm
wonder
kind
if
of
it's
confused on why bot lane is trying to leash an Ivern, but
I was actually just about to say, because Ivern is not one that requires a leash.
see
yeah.
how long it takes to realize.
Oh, it looks like they're just gonna walk away.
One auto attack goes through and they are away.
Hopefully they don't miss any XP for that blunder.
Nah, they should be fine as far as XP is concerned. The only trouble is they could have gotten an earlier push. But now the lane is in an even state. Ashe is going to have to utilize her range advantage over the Tristana while she still has the greater range advantage.
Yeah, and you know as well as anyone that it is sort of difficult to push into a Tristana once she has control of the wave.
Absolutely. The natural passive of her E ability makes that pretty hard. Trading
Albert Einstein is.
level 2 advantage for the Yasuo gets a couple of Steel Tempest attacks. Zenith Blade misses from the Leona, but the Hail of Blades proc coming through from Ashe means a 1 trade overall for red team in the bot lane. Overall, though, the Janna makes things very difficult for our boys in the bot lane as well, as being... It's going to have to be split-second decision-making for the Leona to decide when she is going to complete the all-in.
So we have been told that in specific circumstances, Riven can take press the attack, and it has been known to be successful. I don't know about this matchup, but the extra damage amp could be good.
Stun lands on the Yasuo, Wind Wall goes out, he is charmed by the Evelynn, and is ignited by Kiana's, trying to dash through, gets to the Ivern and flashes to get the shield. Continuing trying to run it, he walked backwards, barely is able to get the knock-up onto the Kiana, walks away to get enough health, gets ignited by the Yasuo and goes down for
Tragedy
first
strikes for blue team.
Another passive shield for the Yasuo, and he gets away with his life.
Leona going in.
Just on a rocket jumping onto the Ashe, does not get full stacks of the E off, so she is now without a jump, and the Ivern is here. Flashes in, misses the Q. Tries to continue to chase after, and Zenith Blade connects onto the Tristana as well as a volley, has to flash away. Leona flashes in for a Q, gets ignited by Leona, but she will live.
Wow, that was the most hectic minute and a half I've ever seen in League of Legends.
Yeah, and
Wow.
props to this Ivern. He definitely knows where he needs to be on the map.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this might be a hard jungle diff again.
Came in very clutch for the Yasuo, certainly.
Yeah, but this time it's gonna be on the side of the red team. Yeah, this Ivern bailed that Yasuo out.
No wonder he's roaming so quickly. Early Moby boots coming out for Ivern.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's fairly typical so that the Ivern can get around to his camps after he's done his passive on them. Riven all-inning the Akshan though, but Eve is on the way. Flashes away from the charm and she will escape for now. Ivern there is there though, lands the root collar and gets a shield on himself. Riven is trying to dash in. Gets the combo, gets the Qs, and that is a dead Evelynn. Akshan tried to ignite the Riven.
Oh,
But now
Riven kind of walking.
They're splitting. Akshan is kind of beating up on the Ivern, but Riven is now being able to chase after him. No mana on the Akshan means he is surely to fall. And there it is, a double kill for the Riven.
Jungle diff, jeez.
Definitely a hard game to come back from for the boys in blue.
Already 2k gold behind. Massive CS lead in the mid lane for the Yasuo.
Man, Yasuo is so much farther ahead than this Kiana. This Kiana is not gonna have a fun game. You don't want to be behind as an assassin.
Zenith Blade onto the Tristana. She rocket jumps into the Ashe, is able to get the full stack of her passive off, but another Q comes through the Leona, and the Tristana will go down. Zenith Blade unfortunately will miss onto the Janna, but that was a very questionable jump from Tristana.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure in no universe does that rocket jump work.
It's very unfortunate. She would have had to have jumped back on top of the Ashe in order to have even come close to it, but even then she was at an item disadvantage compared to what the Ashe was. I'm pretty sure when Tristana died, she bought a longsword and a dagger, so she was behind a good 5-10 AD compared to the Ashe in that trade. This gives Red Team the leeway to start up the dragon. It will be an Ocean Soul to start. Eva is doing the red buff, but it does not look like she will be able to get over there. So for starters, it looks like Red Team gets first Drake.
Yeah, and it's an ocean again, which means it can't be Ocean Soul, so we may see another Infernal
Cloud
Soul.
Drake, so yeah, it could either be a Mountain or a Infernal Soul.
Trading into top lane. Not much happening over here. Riven, though, popped her ultimate. Looks like she's going to try to go for an all-in. Does get a good chunk onto the Akshan, but is not able to finish the kill.
Rocket jump.
Ashe gets popped up in the air by the tornado, and a fully stacked E-charge from Tristana will be enough to fell her.
Yeah, that was an aggressive play, but I like it. Honestly, they knew that Leona was no longer there. Ashe was stepping up a little bit too much, and they punished her for it.
Mm-hmm. Akshan trying to ult through the minions right in front of him. That was a questionable decision, but seems he's just losing out in trades overall to this Riven. He's having a tough time in the lane. Here comes Riven with her strikes. Comes in with the Q, autos. Not quite enough to finish the Akshan, but he's going to have to recall it soon.
Yeah, pushing up quite far into a very mobile Riven.
No mana, no health. Riven has to know that this is a bait. Evelyn is sitting there waiting.
Does not know.
Apparently does not. She sees blood in her eyes. She's just going to go in on the Akshan, get the kill, but is ignited and charmed by the Eve and will be traded back. Still seems like just a bunch of farming happening around the rest of the map. Yasuo now deciding to go trade, gets the last breath onto the Kiana, gets ignited, and a last Steel Tempest is able to finish off for the kill. As I say it, another fight breaks out.
Kiana is not having fun.
No.
We see Eve wrapping around Yasuo here. No way she tries to go 1v1 a Yasuo, right?
Oh, she's trying for it. She got the charm, and the hate spikes are going into the Yasuo. Challenging Smite is in as well.
Oh.
And the last caress is able to finish off the kill. Now Ivern is here, lands the root collar, gets some auto attacks with a red buff, is going to be able to finish off the kill and flash away from the tower. This Ivern is having a really solid game.
Yeah, this Ivern's up way up in gold against this Evelyn. I think it's just a jungle diff, I really do.
Almost 1,000 gold. More trading in onto the Akshan. That just favors the Riven more at the end of the day. Oh. Blade of Exile pops by Riven, gets Akshan down below 200 health. Akshan just channels the ultimate in the Riven's face, but Riven is not able to continue.
Oh no, if I was Riven there, I may have just eat on top of the Akshan while he was channeling.
It's possible it was on cooldown or something, but in any way, Supreme Display of Talent is able to stun both the Yasuo and the Ivern. Yasuo is still continuing with Steel Tempest, is able to E through and get the kill. And the Eve is just there as a passerby to watch her mid laner die.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the both the kills and the CS discrepancy in the mid lane is quite massive.
Yeah, this game. How long do we think this game's gonna go for, fellas? Let's take real guesses here.
I'm gonna predict a 25-minute victory for red team. What say you?
What about you, Panda?
I'm gonna predict.
Daisy is out. Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands onto the Evelyn, is knocked up by Daisy. Last caress to get away, but red buffed, I believe, or challenging Smite is able to finish off the Eve.
That was an amazing snipe.
One of the great things about this being solo queue, I'm thinking this is a possible forfeit.
I also agree. I think this one's probably not going to go past 20-25 minutes for the blue team.
Yeah, even Ivern has got that 6-stack Dark Seal in his inventory and is looking to stack that up quite a lot.
Yeah, this is just a massacre. Almost up. They're up almost 6k gold. Around 5k gold up, red team is.
At 12 minutes. It's ridiculous.
They already got the first dragon. They're looking to get the second one here. Like, it's... Yeah, this is a clinic from the red team here.
Definitely a welcome sight after how that last game ended for our boys in the bot lane.
Dragon is being started, and Eve knows it's happening. She's in the area, but doesn't even look like she's going to try and go for it. She's trying to go for the kill on the Yasuo. Supreme Display of Talent shoves the Yasuo away, but he gets the last breath onto the Kiana. He's trying to dash through all the minions, be a little fancy, gets stunned again by the Kiana, flashes away. Will he be able to live? The Akshan is incoming. Where was Akshan? He just ults in his face. Doesn't even get the kill because the Riven walks in front. Hookshot in his place, and Riven almost, with the broken wings, is able to finish it off. Ivern comes in, finishes off the Kiana, and Akshan is chasing after that Yasuo, hoping to finish the deal.
What do you think, guys? I think that was 1 second away from being a triple kill for Riven.
Oh yeah, I think this Akshan probably not the greatest player.
Root Collar lands onto the Eve. Ivern is charmed, but Daisy is beating up on the Evelyn, has to use the last caress to get away. Yasuo dashes in and gets a Seal Tempest off, and meanwhile, the Akshan has to flash over the Baron Pit to get away. Meanwhile, I'm trading in the bot lane, Cordell, the Leona goes in, gets ignited by the
TP.
The Janna. Goes down, a TP comes in from the Riven, gets knocked up by the Tornado by Janna, and unfortunately it looks like she's just going to be able to walk away from this.
Yeah, the Riven walked backwards for absolutely no reason after that teleport.
Alcove Gaming, boys, Alcove Gaming.
But a dive comes in?
Uh-oh, Riven is looking for it. Janna flashes over the Riven, is able to get away for now. Full charge of the explosive shot onto the Riven. Gets the shield to help it out, but Tristana's just going to be able to auto-attack to finish it off. Big time overextension from the Riven.
Yeah, Riven seeming to trying to fix world hunger here.
It do be feeding lanes in low elo silver.
All right, let's think here. Okay, if blue team's gonna come back to win this game, what needs to happen?
There's a fat shutdown on the tree.
I think they need to take control of objectives and extend the game, give items to Tristana. Seems to be the only path.
Red team does not outscale blue team here, so going the long game isn't exactly what they want, right?
I think they're pretty equally scaling. Yasuo will be extremely strong later on.
They will be. Charm onto the Yasuo, but doesn't really seem to care much that an Eve is just in his face.
But you are right, Tristana is definitely the hardest scaling champion.
And Enchanted Crystal Arrow will land onto the Janna. She's gonna not be alive for much longer to kill is gifted over to the Ashe. But yeah, back to your point, Yasuo will definitely outscale most everybody in the game. However, there's basically no outside of Tristana, there's no scaling options for the blue team, so they need this Tristana to be their win con and to get some items under
did
her
he
belt.
sneak into the bush here? They don't know
Uh-oh,
he's there.
Eve
Oh,
walks
they do
into
now.
the Ivern, into the bush, uses the
Oh,
last caress.
fails the ult!
Oh, that is so sad for the Evelyn.
Oh,
Riven
Riven
flashing and
flashes
taking 2
after,
tower shots?
and
Still
with the
gonna die to
blaze-
tower.
And with the broken wings, hops around underneath tower after the kill and dies herself.
Wow.
Man, we're witnessing quite the fiesta here, fellas.
Ivern is looking for a dive, but is spotted out by the Janna, but Tristana is just leaving the Janna out to dry. Zenith Blade connects. Solar Flare just a little short. Root Caller does land, but Janna does give herself a shield, and will just barely tick down to the Ignite from Leona. Oof, very close call there in the bot lane. The Monsoon almost saving the Janna.
14 stacks on Magi's for this Ivern.
Well, let's take a look at their gold lead here. Red team
Well-
is massively ahead.
Interesting Zenith Blade by Leona.
7,500 gold lead right now for red team.
This Ivern
and,
is up 3,000 gold almost on this Evelyn.
That is ridiculous.
It's a lot
They're
of
looking
gold to
for
beat
it.
up.
Out comes Daisy, but Evelyn goes invisible. They do see her now. The root
Oh.
caller hits with.
Oh,
Oh, that is so
jungle
unfortunate.
Smurf
Yasuo Seal
Ivern?
Tempest gets the kill. So it would
Who would have
seem
thought
he's,
Ivern can carry a game?
he is
I
definitely
don't
smurfing
see
on this game.
Ivern players do this ever. The Iverns I see AFK perma farm.
Yeah, this is something. Look at how fast this Ivern is moving. Is Infernal Soul, by the way. So once again, another Infernal Soul.
Yeah.
It looks like Ivern's gonna just do it.
Kiana CS is reportable, right?
Yeah, almost Flame Horizon at 18 minutes. Yeah, I would say it's probably pretty reportable.
That is tragic indeed. But it does look like another, the third Infernal Drake is going to be going over uncontested. Or maybe not. Eve is in the area. Bot lane is looking for it. They might look for a fight after this, but for right now it looks like...
They know Eve is there, correct? With that ward? Can we go back bot?
No, it does not, because Eve is invisible. She is still waiting there. Gets the charm onto the Ashe. Ashe will be charmed
Ashe
up.
dies.
Rocket jump in from Tristana. She will die to the explosive charge. And now,
Oh no, what a blunder.
now Leona is being chased down by the Eve. Gets a solar flare and is able to get away. Ivern is now trying to salvage the situation, but
Oh,
he's
Yasuo!
just getting chased down. Yasuo with a Steel Tempest is able to finish off the Akshan. And things are still going on in the bot lane. Tristana
Ivern
is
dies. Ooh.
just barely not able to finish off the Ivern. The shield comes in to save his life at the end. Meanwhile,
I wish we could,
meanwhile, tier 2 mid lane goes down to the Yasuo.
I wish we could see specifically all the damage Daisy does, because I'm pretty sure it would be more than Kiana this game.
Unfortunately.
Pretty much. Oh, okay. Wow, this is something.
Yeah.
Albert Einstein 3 is really just trying to take this game into his hands. Yeah, you know, sometimes in Silver SoloQ, that's exactly what you gotta do.
Yep. Even killed the Kiana after taking a mid tower, so I'm not even sure what the Kiana was trying to do.
Oh, are they going to try to stop this back?
Oh, and it looks like
It looks like they
an
forfeited.
early FF is coming through from the blue team. So game 2
Man.
for our boys from the Iceberg ends up in a victory.
I mean, yeah, just look at that
1953.
mid lane, right? Like, Yasuo did Flame Horizon this Kiana
Oh,
at 19 minutes, so was that game winnable?
Yeah.
No, probably
Yeah.
not.
Probably not.
unfortunate for that Kiana. That was a very rough game for her. But one game in the win column now for our Iceberg boys. They are now 1-1 on the night.
Yes, sir. That game pretty much
Mm.
went how that was supposed to go for Red Team. They controlled the
absolutely
game
did.
well.
Not sure there's all that much to say after the early level 2 play in mid lane sort of set the tone for the entire game. Just a big old oof for
Yeah.
the blue team.
After they went that ham on to Yasuo, and then they actually had a good jungler there to back him up, and it just went south so hard. I thought the game was over there right there, honestly.
Yeah, that one fight that was split at the end of that game, it almost seemed like blue team was going to pull it off and get some breathing room back, but some mechanical blunders forced that team fight over, and
4,000 damage from Kiana.
Oh.
wow, that is impressively bad.
I mean, if
Barely
we
did
also want to be critical about everything, Ashe also didn't do that much more, but
True.
she got backpacked to this game, so
we were gonna gloss over that one for the sake of
Yeah, it's
Colton.
fine.